My whole life I've been a seeker, and it's one of my first memories as a little girl, searching for something more. I was brought up in the church. My situation there was really legalistic. I didn't understand the concept of having a personal relationship with Jesus. When I was a teenager, I began to question God and whether or not He really existed. And in my very early 20s, I just faded out of the scene. When I was 23, I met my husband, Jesse. In June of 2001, we had our son, Ethan, and that August, he had passed away from SIDS. It was the most horrifying experience I've ever been through in my life up until then. We knew we wanted to have other children together, and so in 2003, our daughter Emma was born, and in 2004, I became pregnant with our daughter Aiden. During the night of October 14th in 2004, Jesse was called into work. He was a pilot, and they called him in on his day off and asked him if he could fly a plane that would service passengers the next day. At 2:30 in the morning, I woke up and I was just laying in my bed, completely scared stiff from a dream. In the dream, I felt like I was being held by my father, and he was telling me I had nothing to worry about and I would never be alone, and he would always be there with me. I laid in my bed alone and in the dark until 5:30 in the morning when there was a knock on the door. It was the airlines, and they had my mother-in-law on the phone, and she informed me that Jesse had died in a plane crash. That first night without him, I remember laying in bed and thinking that when Ethan died, Jesse was there and he was such a great support to me, but now that he was gone, I didn't know who was going to be that support for me anymore. And just feeling really alone. I was 7.5 months pregnant at the time, and I just really started focusing on Aiden, trying to take care of her while she was still inside of me and be excited about her being born, because there was still a part of him that I was going to get to meet and hold. Everything in life just went completely crazy and chaotic after she was born. I didn't really feel like there was anything more to look forward to. It was just getting by moment, day by day. I got remarried in 2008 to an abusive alcoholic, and he used words and furniture to hurt me. Things were spiraling out of control. I needed normalcy, and the only thing I could think about that was normal was when I went to church when I was a little girl. And so at that point, I just decided I was going to go back to church and bring my girls. That was in 2010. A friend had shared with me about going to a Bible-based church, which I had never heard of. That's where I learned about having a personal relationship with Jesus. It was around that time that I started to remember that dream I had the night that Jesse passed away, and I kept wondering if that was actually Jesus who came to comfort me that night before I even knew what had happened. There was a night after I started growing in my relationship that I remember being on the floor of the bathroom, and I was just on my hands and knees crying to the Lord and just asking Him to take all of me. I just woke up the next day, and God helped me to start gaining control of my life. Since having that moment, my life has completely changed. God has been using my experiences for His glory. I look back at the chaos now and I see His fingerprints all over my life. He surrounded me with the body of Christ, and women came alongside me to help me understand the Word and to be a support to me and my girls. And the Lord eventually sent me my husband, Kurt, and he was literally everything I asked the Lord for in prayer. He is an amazing husband and father to my girls, Emma, Aiden, and Sophia. The Lord also gave me the gift of my beautiful stepdaughter, Kelsey, and He has blessed us with our daughter, Harper, who's now 1. Every day I wake up and I want my life to be a testimony for Him. My life verse is Psalm 23. It's all about how He restores me, and I know that in dark times I'm never going to be alone, and that He is with me and He is my comforter. and goodness and mercy are going to follow me all the days of my life, and I will get to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Praise Jesus.